Early Bird Show, Wisdom from on High. It's Black History Month. Also, it's official. The last day, February 27th. I don't know. Is it the 28th, y'all? I don't know. But I hear the early birds. I hear the early birds. I feel the greatness. I understand the wisdom that proceeded out my tongue, out my lung. The words that come out of me right now. The Early Bird Show, Wisdom from on High. The words, the wisdom from the Most High. Early Bird Show. I've been in deep studies lately. First of all, let me say this and greet you. May the Heavenly Father blessings be upon you each and every day. As y'all see me, I'm in this my old hood, you know. You see the backdrop, right? But y'all really trying to understand where I'm trying to take y'all with this early bird. The birds must have left me. That's all right. I know I heard the early birds. And understand something right now, y'all. Because if you don't study, you won't have no information of where you got to go. It's like a map. If you never seen the map, how you going you moving by faith. So when you see how you being moved, you understand when they say walk by faith, not by sight. So you look at our past, that's why I say it's good to study and understand how far we came. Situations we put ourselves in because we wanted to get freedom. We want to be civilized like every other civilization that's here on earth. Now I'm talking about the Black Americans. Now it's situations worldwide about every people on this earth got a situation. But if I'm talking about like Muhammad Ali when he lived, he said, my situation is here in America. I got a situation with these folks over here spraying water, killing us, police brutality, white privilege, all that. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all don't take heed of how far we came, it's like you don't want no growth. It's growth if understanding your culture. A man is without his culture is like a tree without roots. Quote Marcus Garvey. Malcolm X later on said, and quoted like I'm later on saying. The energy I'm pulling from Early Bird Show, and I can remember the day I met Dick Gregory, and I can always say this because that was an honorable day because Dick Gregory pulled me to the side and said, look here, young man, it ain't a lot of young men like yourself out here on this grateful day, Detroit, 50 years anniversary for the march of Martin Luther King in Detroit. You know how many young men that should be here, but look, you one of a kind. You supposed to have this torch. And he said, do you know about me? I said, yeah, you're a comedian. No, it's more that you need to know about me. What's your name again? I said, Motor City. He said, that's not your name, but I like it, Motor City. He had me saying much, but he had me understanding that I must continue to do what he did for us as a people, because we got people that sleep. We got people that say it's cool. I was talking to somebody that's really off into the word like myself today, getting good energy. I'm like, well, if we don't speak on it, they're going to continue to take advantage. And misery love company. When I say we don't speak on it, when it's already biblically that Jesus had wool hair, feet was of bronze. It give you a description, but you give us a opposite of description. And we say, well, it don't matter. Yeah, it really don't matter, but it mattered to them to trick our kids' minds, to trick our minds, to poison us. Because, you know, truthfully, if you ain't calling out the true name of God, you're not praising the true God. If you're not worshiping the true God and you saying I was confused and I was taught to worship this, that's not God's fault. That's not the Most High fault. You had time on earth to dissect, to find out situations, to know the truth. But you want to carry on the lie. You want to support a lot. So I want to get off into our Black History Month, because it is our Black History Month. And I was just off of looking at Billie Holiday. Recently, I sucked up Aretha Franklin. It's 2022. You got movies they make about our great people, right? Dig that. And I was often to checking out how our sisters had to come upon and be great as they, can be on here on earth. And they path was all, even then I see the scene with Billie Holiday, they had all these European females singing, and she's waiting her turn, like they was gonna introduce her, but the white men didn't even tell her that she wasn't gonna rock the show. So she looked like a buffoon, and she was ready, prepared to sing. But that show you, and then the white man at the end and say, "Yo, we didn't want to tell you, we didn't want to break your heart. We was trying to the end of the time that we can still try to convince." So it's in other words, it showed me it's good white folks, but in the end of the day, white folks gonna ride with their own. They can love you to death, but the majority of them will still win. And I still won't check all of them, because I know, as I'm speaking on Black History Month, and I want to embrace the European, the Caucasian man here in America, because y'all have embraced us. I can study about great men in America on your end that helped us get through a situation. Like Aretha Franklin, her manager or her producer, when Aretha Franklin wanted to produce her own projects, her producer was in front of her, and his white friends laughed at her when Aretha took the producer, like, "Nah, I want to produce this record. I want my own rights to this record." And the producer was in front of his white friends and laughed at her, like, "Come on, you for real?" She's like, "I usually do it for real, but I just don't get the credit. But I want the credit. I want this to be on this album." He said, "For real? You don't know what you're talking about." But end of the day, she ended up producing her own album. And this is things y'all can suck up, because our growth is something to be appreciated of. I was speaking on growth the other day about how we came so far and we still not in control of what's going on globally. We came so far from escaping slavery. We came so far for not knowing our true culture. We came so far. I'm talking about the Black Americans. And if I go deeper and off into my race, to the motherland of the continent of Africa and the great nations in Africa, and even like Egypt, and even like Nigeria, even like South Africa, even like Morocco, a lot of great nations in Africa. If I could speak of that big continent and say what them people did over there, but I got to speak on the American continent, because this is what our people doing over here. To the Muhammad Ali's, to the Malcolm X's, to the Martin Luther King Jr., to the Medgar Evers, to the Fred Hampton, to the Nat Turner, to Noble Drew Ali, to Elijah Muhammad, to Marcus Garvey, to Sojourner Truth, to Harriet Tubman, to Ida B. Wells. I guess this Black History Month 2022, February 27. I want to breathe a lot on the females, because I was just on Ida B. Wells. I was just Googling, and I never studied the sister. And the sister had it bad that she had to escape from Memphis because they was ready to kill her. And she was just a great writer at 19, 20 years old, petite, young, pretty sister. But she escaped, and they was just ready to kill her and burn up everything she owned. Which they burnt up everything she owned, and was looking for her and like to burn her up. But she escaped, made it to up north, Chicago, and started doing what she was doing in Memphis, and speaking on it in her writing. And the Europeans at this time was reading it like, yeah, we know we doing this, but damn, how educated are you to get this profound to write this? Yes, understand, y'all. I can speak on a lot of brothers, but I can speak on a lot of sisters. And that's Ida B. Wells. Understand, y'all. See, if you know about what's going on with the war and Russia and the Ukraine, and you can look and say, well, that's not us. That's not us. No way in the world. It's not no spook, no colorful, no nigga over there. Period. If so, what the what? You must be working. What, you a soldier? You a reporter? You don't live there. I know you don't. So that's to tell you the situation we in. Come on. Right now, 2022, just escaping, we still in the pandemic. Now we in the war. Now we a short Black History Month. Now, are you really getting ready and prepared? It's room for prepared. If I can prepare my brain to understand and understand the history of Billie Holiday, how she struggled, how she got on drugs and why she got on drugs, how she could have been greater than her own greatness. I can understand and I can study the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, how she struggled, how she had kids at an early age, how she was manipulated by men, how she was taken to an angle, but she could have been a greater Queen of Soul, but she's still a Queen of Soul. And I'm just saying this because all our past, if you look at the past of the Black Americans, it's scientifically a detour for you to fail. Period. European, even when you escaped the master back in when everybody was in the South, slaving, picking cotton, and they got a chance to run from the master, and the master said, "Oh, somebody gonna catch that nigga and bring him back to me, or if not, the nigga gonna die in the woods. The nigga don't got no shoes, and the nigga don't know how to eat. The nigga work for me. I taught the nigga the nigga got my last name." But it show you how we ran so far without a car, without a horse, and made it up north for freedom. I must dive on a prize, oh Lord, oh Lord. If I'm something gonna die, wasn't bad, and keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. Wisdom from on high, early bird show. Man, where them birds go? I hear a lot of things other than the wisdom from. So it's gonna come back. I ain't worried about it.